Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. John Owen talks about sports and movies. Thank you for checking out today's video. I always appreciate the support. Let's get into it. So today is going to be part 4 of the DCEU Reimagined series, and today we're going to get Batman Year 1 and Batman Under the Red Hood, which is basically just a Batman prequel and Batman 3. So thank you guys for checking out all the other parts. I really appreciate it. Make sure you leave your thoughts on this part and all the previous parts down below, and let's go. So the Batman prequel, Batman Year One, is basically just Batman's first year under the cowl, and he's going against the crime families of Gotham, but he's really struggling and he's being really sloppy, so it's leading to a lot of murders, especially since the crime families are using assassins such as Zsasz and Deadshot, and also Mr. Freeze is trying to help out his wife, but he's going about the wrong way there. Thinks Batman's got to stop all them. It shows how the power vacuum for the Joker and his gang and the Penguin gang came about, and the post-credit scene is him taking Dick Grayson under his wing. Okay, so we got Batman Under the Red Hood. So this is the trilogy capper. This is a huge movie. This is very detailed. So I'm going to talk fast. It's going to be very detailed, but I'm going to talk fast so then this doesn't end up being like a super, uber long video. I think it's going to be the longest part of the series, but that's okay. Let's get into it. So we start off with this mysterious figure who we're not introduced to this character yet, and he goes to the Iceberg Lounge, and he just brutally murders Penguin. So Batman and Tim Drake go to investigate this murder and try to find out more about this mysterious figure. But at the same time, Harley is really missing Joker. He's been locked up for a little bit now. So Harley plans this desperate attempt to blow up Arkham Asylum and free Joker. So Batman and Robin are investigating this mysterious figure, but at the same time, the explosion that Harley had planned goes off, and Joker escapes with Harley. So Batman and Tim Drake have to put down their investigation and go help out at Arkham. So at Arkham, they take on Deathstroke, who, while he doesn't have all his gear, is still a very formidable opponent, and they're able to contain Deathstroke and the crime families. The Maroni and Falcone. Catwoman happened to be there, and so she takes on Victor Zsasz and contains him. And Batman asked Dick Grayson to come back into Gotham for some training, and then he ends up actually raiding him at the asylum. And so then he takes on Bane, who he's not on Venom, and it's a very tough fight for Dick Grayson. He actually does get hurt, but a little bit, but then he actually is able to contain Bane. While they mainly contain everyone, there are basically 7 people that get out, 7 villains that we're going to follow for the rest of the story. Mr. Freeze, Talon, Scarecrow, Killer Croc, Harley and Joker, and Riddler. And so basically it's going to be the Bat family versus these 7. So everyone meets up in the Batcave: Robin, Tim Drake, Catwoman, Nightwing, and Barbara Gordon. So Batman devises a plan and a strategy to it's basically going to be one-on-ones for everyone. Barbara knows that this is a really big situation, but she wants to help, but she's still in the wheelchair. So Batman actually gives her a mechanized Batgirl suit that allows her to walk and stuff that he's been working on for a really long time for special occasions like this. So after they divvy up roles, basically, Batman's going to go after Scarecrow because he feels like Tim's like, why don't you just go after Joker right now? But Batman's like, no, I know it's a long game with Joker. Like, I got to take my time. So he goes after Scarecrow because he feels like he's involved. He sends Barbara after Mr. Freeze because he knows she's not super combat ready. Obviously, she's going to be super rusty, but Mr. Freeze can be appealed to his humanity more. He sends Catwoman after the Court of Owls because Catwoman makes some sly remark about, a cat's not scared of a little birdie, or whatever. He sends Tim Drake after Riddler because he knows Tim Drake is the only one that can match his detective abilities. And he sends Nightwing, Officer Gordon, and Aaron Cash and the rest of the GCPD after Killer Croc. And we go from there. So the first thread that we follow is Batman going after Scarecrow, and actually when Batman gets to Scarecrow, he sees that Scarecrow has already been cornered by this mysterious Red Hood figure. The mysterious figure says something to Scarecrow, and then Scarecrow hits him with some fear toxins, and we see kind of a Mysterio Far From Home type illusion scene where it's revealed that this is Jason Todd, and it's the Robin that Joker brutally blew up and murdered. So after the Red Hood breaks the illusion and everything, he squares up and shoots Scarecrow right through the face, completely murdering him. Batman tries to confront him. They fight for a little bit, and Batman's like, oh, "Who are you?" and all this stuff. And the Red Hood's like, "Man, you really don't know." And he pulls up his mask, and it's Jason. And Bruce is like, "Oh my God, Jason!" And then Jason like just runs away because he can't. He's not emotionally ready to face Bruce right now. Okay, next we follow Barbara Gordon going against Mr. Freeze. She's really struggling in combat, but she eventually appeals to Mr. Freeze to stop and help them out. Like if he keeps going down this path, he won't be able to help Nora and everything like that. So eventually he stops and he surrenders, and it's like a decent choreography fight. But like I said, Barbara's really rusty, but she eventually is able to get Mr. Freeze to stop. Okay, next we have Tim Drake after he solves some riddles that the Riddle had placed for Batman, but Tim Drake is actually smart enough to solve them. He is able to capture and apprehend the Riddler, and the last riddle reveals the location of where Talon and the Court of Owls is actually basing themselves out of in Gotham. Okay, next we got Dick Grayson and Aaron Cash and Officer Gordon versus Killer Croc. So under Batman's strict orders, they're not supposed to shoot to kill and Killer Croc. So Dick Grayson and Killer Croc kind of throw down for a little bit. But like I said, Dick Grayson got hurt with his fight against Bane at the asylum. And so he's really struggling. And Killer Croc actually gets him pinned until he gets shot in the back by the mysterious figure, which we turn around. And it's actually Red Hood. And so Red Hood and Nightwing team up to take on Killer Croc. And then Nightwing's like, "Who are you?" and everything like that. And then they have this very, very, very brief moment where where Nightwing thanks him, and then Red Hood just leaves, not revealing his identity to Nightwing. Okay, next we pan to Catwoman going against Talon in the Court of Owls. Catwoman thinks he's got Talon on a one-on-one, but it's actually an ambush, and the Court of Owls actually end up capturing her. And so through their radio system, Batman learns that Catwoman has been captured by the Court of Owls. So Tim Drake gives Batman the location of where the Court of Owls are, but actually Bane was not contained at Arkham Asylum. He actually corners Batman, catches him super off guard because he's super worried about Catwoman, so he's not in the greatest emotional state to fight. So he actually almost beats him to death before Batgirl, Nightwing, and Tim Drake are able to get to his location, distract Bane for a little bit, pull Batman out, and then leave, not even trying to fight Bane at that moment in time. So they all return to the Batcave. Batman is really emotionally distraught at the fact that Red Hood is Jason and that he's almost beat to death. Nightwing is still super curious about who Red Hood is, but they're all super concerned about Bruce and everything like that. And they're also worried about Selina, and because she's captured by the Court of Owls. And the Court of Owls and the Joker gang are actually about to have an all-out war for Gotham that's going to, destroy a lot and kill a lot of people and everything like that. And they can't let that happen, but they don't have Bruce to lead them and everything like that. So the three of them are standing there talking. Red Hood comes in. He says something kind of snotty. They all turn around, and Red Hood pulls up his mask, and he tells them that it's Jason or whatever. So they have a quick little reunion moment. They kind of argue for a minute because they're very emotionally distraught about the whole situation. But eventually, Nightwing's able to calm him down, give him a little pep talk, and they're like, "All right, well, there's no Bruce, there's no Selina, it's just us. We got to go do this." So the four of them, feeling a little better, go out of the Batcave, ready to go save Gotham from this all-out crime war. But as they're coming out, Bane is still standing out there. He's jawing at him and toying with them or whatever. They know that they can, the four of them definitely could take on Bane, but they really don't have time to. So as they get ready, there's a mysterious ice blast that comes and hits Bane in the shoulder, and we see that's Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze tells them that I'll deal with him. You guys go save Gotham. I need Gotham intact so I can save my wife. And they're like, all right, cool, whatever. So they leave. Bane and Mr. Freeze throw down for a little bit. It's basically a draw, but Freeze is actually able to freeze one of Bane's venom tanks, and it burst. And then Mr. Freeze is able to is able to hold down Bane until GCPD gets there to escort him back to the asylum. Okay, so basically the four of them split up a plan. Dick Grayson and Tim Drake are going to go get Catwoman from the Court of Owls, and Red Hood and Batgirl are going to go deal with some personal issues with the Joker and Harley Quinn. So Nightwing and Robin are able to fight their way through the Court of Owls to get Catwoman. They free her, and then Red Hood and Batgirl, who both have very personal vendettas against the Joker at this point, go and they're able to fight their way. But Joker's not there. It's actually just Harley leading this platoon. But honestly, that's good enough for them two at this moment in time. So Red Hood shoots Harley in the back, just like Joker shot Batgirl in the back. And he's like, that one's for Barbara, because, like I said before, Batgirl and Jason were actually pretty close during his time as Robin. So we go back to the Batcave, and Alfred and Bruce are having a very, very heated argument. Bruce is like, I got to get out there. I got to go help them. And Alfred's like, no, you're not ready. You'll die. You won't be able to help them if you're dead or whatever. So they get in this huge argument. It's a really emotional scene because, Alfred really cares for Bruce for Alfred and all that. And it cuts at the very end of their argument, not showing whether Bruce is leaving or not. So now the four Bat family members and Catwoman, they all kind of recoup with each other. However, they have really done pissed off Talon and the rest of the Court of Owls that Nightwing and Tim Drake did not defeat. And the Joker gang, and Joker specifically, is very, 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 very upset. Very pissed off. Because, well, Red Hood just shot Harley in the back. So basically they get cornered and they're trying to fight their way through these people, but they're having a really hard time because they're just basically overwhelmed. Basically for like a quick moment, the Joker gang and the Talon and the Court of Owls put their war aside because like, well, none of us are going to be in control if any of these guys are running around. So basically they get cornered and they're trying to fight their way through, and it looks really desperate. So there's a lightning crack, and behind it comes Batman, fully ready to go and ready to throw down and save Gotham one last time. Not one last time, but again. So basically they div up the teams. Red Hood, Robin, Batgirl, Nightwing, they're going to deal with the Court of Owls. And Batman and Catwoman and the rest of the GCPD are going to throw down with the Joker gang. So they throw down. It's an epic battle. They're able to defeat Talon in the Court of Owls. And they get through the Joker gang. And Batman gets Joker just a one-on-one, beats him down or whatever. Obviously doesn't kill him or anything like that, but gets him down. So the Joker gang took a little longer than the Court of Owls because it was 2 versus a whole gang versus 4 versus a whole gang. So by the time that the 4 Bat family members get there, Joker's beat down or whatever, and Red Hood sees Joker in a very helpless situation, goes up to him. Bruce tries to stop him, but he's like, no, Bruce, you can't stop me this time. So he grabs Joker, puts the gun to him, and Jason decides whether he's going to pull the trigger or not and kill Joker. And Bruce is trying to appeal to him, like, hey, if you do this, you'll be stooping down to his level or whatever. And you can see Jason's having a hard time because he wants to be good, but he's so traumatized by the death and everything like that or whatever. And you hear the gun go off and it pans to black, but he didn't shoot him. Shot him right past the head, let him go back to the asylum with the rest of the criminals. So basically, all the criminals that escape from Arkham go back to Arkham to get locked up, except Mr. Freeze. He gets a special cell with his wife, who is still in the ice or whatever. But so he's able to continue research on her because he did help the Bat family eventually. And basically now that Barbara went back to being Oracle, she gave up the Batgirl suit. She's like, that was fun, but I feel like I've really gotten good at the Oracle role. And Nightwing, Tim Drake, and Red Hood agree to stay in Gotham obviously Robin is, but the other two agree to stay in Gotham for a little bit to try to help Bruce and Catwoman clean up the city. And it's a very triumphant victory. That's the last, Gotham's really, really safe now. We survived an all-out war, and if there's another one, we've got the people to do it. So thank you for watching today's video. I always appreciate the support. Make sure you check out the playlist with all the other parts and all the link content. Comment, and subscribe. Thanks. Have a great day.